This short video tutorial outlines a few features of the Work Sphere map and corresponds to content that has been posted in one of the newsletters. What you see here are 5 containers named long list, short list, candidates, no, and discuss further. Assuming that we're classifying tasks and information in a product management session where or any other meeting where you need to classify and select and make a final selection of some sort. So the example here that we're using are just implementation tasks of things we could do, and in a team we're trying to select the ones that get done. Assume this meeting has been prepared by setting up the containers and by lining up all the tasks to be discussed outside of any of those containers. So what I'm showing you here, if I now select one of these tasks, I can move them into these containers. So I can move them into, for example, the long list, and you see as I move objects around, the containers that are going to contain the object are highlighted. So let's drop them in here. Because these containers are contained with one another, as soon as I move the task into the candidates container, all of the candidate, shortlist, and long list containers highlight. What this means I show you in the mind map view. So I switch to the mind map view, and now you see here the same data structure and the same data in the form of a mind map. So for example, if I choose one of these tasks, for example, implement icon search, you see that this object is now part of 3 containers. It's the candidate, it's on the short list, and it has been on the long list. So let's go back to the Work Sphere map. Now if I move this one out into, let's say, discuss further, and instead I swap one in, like implement control elements like method draws, I move this into the candidates container. If I now go back to the mind map view, you see now this has been selected as the candidate and automatically now appears on the candidate shortlist and long list, while the other implement icon editor has been moved out of any containers and is now directly associated only with the Work Sphere map. As a second step of this tutorial, let's create a new Work Sphere map. So you see the process from start. So I create a new map and I call it feature classification. So this is our new map. And first I just drag in a few tasks that we need to classify. Okay, and of course I could have any number of objects here, tasks here. I would typically do this before the product management session, and then let's set up 2 classes. And for this I used the containers. So I would choose a container color. Ignore the names for now. Let's just choose one of them. We create a first container that is, we need 2 containers, so let's draw both of them. These are the draw new container button is a toggle button. When it's toggled on, I'm in drawing mode. If I toggle it off, I'm in panning mode. And I can double click here to change the title. So let's use message features as one of the classes and week plan features as the other container. And to make things more interesting, let's have a third overlapping container here, and we call this we just call it desktop features. The desktop application obviously requires messages to be passed around and also contains the week plan. So So naturally there is an overlapping feature set. And so now you see what happens if I select, let's select one of these weak plan features or let's classify this task as a weak plan feature. So if I move it around on the Work Sphere map, you see this bucket highlights. It's now in the weak plan features, but it should be in both because it's available only on the desktop and it's a weak plan feature. Then we would have another one which I just put into the weak plan feature, and then these are some message features. Connection to message system is too slow, so let's say that's a desktop, and this one would just be a message feature. So you see, by visually dragging objects around, I classify them into these containers. Some are dual classified into 2 containers. You can have as many as you like. And also, what I'd like to show you here, of course, you can then, once these containers have been created, you can also move containers, which means that you are going to reclassify objects by just moving a new container on top of them. And we can also change the size of the container, so you can fit any number of objects. Together with the zooming in and zooming out features, it's really an endless space we can use. This concludes the short presentation on the first features of the Work Sphere map that we've implemented. Thanks for watching.